Like, put the hints on the machine.
Wouldn't your excitement when you get the prize drop lower?
No.
If you were like, oh, here's the hint. But if it's a secret where like you heard from a friend who heard from another friend who's really good at the UFO catchers, that it's like, yo, I know that secret. Hey everyone, welcome back to another fantastic, wonderful, maybe there's some news for your ears episode. We're the host, my name's MJ.
My name is Adam.
And just like I said, everyone, it's news time!
Yeah.
We're going to be reviewing or reading a news article brought to you by the wonderful website, Sora News 24.
Thank you,
They always
Sora
have,
News.
thank you so much for always bringing up such interesting, fun, surprising, bizarre topics for everyone to read and learn about of Japan. And so I found a really good one that me and Adam thought was funny just reading this headline. Here it is. Man loses 200 times at crane game, calls police to investigate. Staff member loses 300 times. It just sounds ridiculous.
It does sound ridiculous. My first question is, how long were you playing?
The question to go first is, what was inside the crane game that you wanted so badly?
That's true.
So, first of all, Japanese crane games. It's a UFO Catchers, as they're usually called.
Right.
There's a huge variety of prizes ranging from slices of fantasy cake to bottles of dish soap.
I've seen that before.
Have you seen dish soap?
I've seen some unique stuff, bubbles and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that, it ranges very much from like simple like toenail clippers to plush animals is the common one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Even over to like just snacks.
Right, yeah.
All right. But here, the article continues. But what the crane games are infamously known for is for how hard it is to win.
Yeah.
As we found out before, you can put around $100 and still end up with nothing. Right. So this extreme example was recently brought to the attention to the internet by a Japanese Twitter user.
Okay.
After he failed 200 times and he called the police at a Sega arcade. And you see the staff member with the police.
Right.
And the police are just standing next to the staff member as they're trying to get this specific something. Apparently, this continued for 300 tries until the staff member finally moved the prize to an easier location and was able to get one. Police decided to take no action at this time.
Okay.
After getting quite a lot of attention online, Sega's public relations department released a message the following day. That's quick.
Yeah.
Dude, SNS, everyone. So Sega says, as a whole, crane games are meant to be enjoyed as a way for customers to try their skills and luck and played knowing that when they put money in, a prize may not necessarily come out.
Right.
Of course, we strive to have our staff be aware of customer situations, so if something seems off, you are welcome to call them over and have them assist you a little bit. This is a fundamental operation of our company. Okay.
I guess so.
That makes sense. And I've heard about that. People who go to crane games a lot, some of my friends, they're like, you can ask the staff.
Like, what's the way to get this?
Yeah, for hints how to get it. Or you can just straight up tell them, can you move it? Like, or the position of like, I don't want this red one. I want that yellow one. So please put that in the position where I can get it a little easier.
Right.
Okay, so people came back on the internet and said it's just a scam. They should probably be required to put up a sign stating the chances of winning.
Right.
No,
Not necessarily.
Not at all.
I would say maybe like put the hints on the machine.
Oh, okay.
Because you'd have to call a staff, and there's only like 3 staff in that place.
But wouldn't your excitement when you get the prize drop lower?
No.
If you were like, oh, here's the hint. Oh, here's how to do it. Okay. But if it's a secret where like you heard from a friend who heard from another friend who's really good at the UFO catchers, it's like, yo, I know that secret. And then like that's how it's like word of mouth. It's like playing old video games like
without walkthroughs.
You were growing up and you were playing Famicom, NES, and there was nothing to help you. There was no internet to tell you that like, oh, in Link 2, when you go through the dungeon, you got to go left, right, not right, left. And that is like the magic way to get through to get to the end.
I see what you mean.
But when you hear it from a friend of a friend of a friend
Yeah.
who was like a bigger brother finally passed, and like that's how you did it. Like you're so much more excited, and like you want to like play it probably even more.
More, right? But on the other hand, I think the process of getting the prize is not as fun as actually getting the prize.
Yes. So but that's what it is.
Like within video games, there's like a process along with the actual achievement of the goal. Like you go along the dungeon, you figure out all the points, and like you find a strategy and you plan. But with this, it's basically you controlling the machine who ultimately has the power to take your money or not.
Right. But is it the machine that's taking your power, or are you giving up your money?
Both.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, it's a gamble.
That's where it comes down, like down to the
basic
what it is.
Yeah.
It's gambling.
Yeah.
You are gambling.
True.
And I'm not a fan of gambling. I think it's just like a waste of time, a waste of money.
Yeah.
We already know. Yeah. Gambling is not a good thing. So I kind of think the whole crane game, UFO catcher, the whole thing is kind of not good.
I see.
It's a place for kids to start gambling.
Yeah. You'd think that a lot of these places like Sega,
big companies,
big companies, but not the company
arcades
itself, these arcades with the crane games.
Yeah.
They're not specifically geared to children. I mean, like if it is geared to children, right?
Yeah.
They do have a lot of what we would consider children's items within the machines, but a lot of adults are using the machines too.
Yeah.
So it seems like if it was geared to children, they should technically make it a little easier for the children to get.
Okay.
Because the children are ultimately spending their allowance.
Yo, but when you're a big corporation that just cares about this, it doesn't matter if you're old,
I see,
middle-aged,
young,
or
a little baby. Take candy from everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But
wow.
But like, so I don't totally disagree with the company. I can't believe this person who played the machine 200 times to get this one item was so in love with this machine that they or the prize that they wanted it so bad to stay there, because how much?
Well, I mean, it's like the addictive part of that as well.
Yeah.
You're trying so hard, and maybe you don't realize it when you're spending the money how much you're spending, because it's only a small amount. Like each play is 100 yen.
Right.
But 200 plays is like Niman. So you don't realize it until you're like, wow, I just took out Niman to play a bunch of games, but I spent it all on this one stupid thing, and now I can't play anymore.
Exactly.
On top of that, the staff couldn't do it. 300 tries.
But maybe the staff was a newbie.
But think about it.
I just started working here. Actually, I don't like crane games.
The staff didn't do it, and the guy didn't do it. 300 plus 200 is 500. They spent Goman on the...
I doubt the staff.
The staff didn't pay, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if another person came, if 10 people came, and each of them spent like 500 yen or 1,000 yen on this thing, how much money does this corporation need to get from this one item, which only costs them 20 yen?
As much as they can get. As much as the consumer, the customer, is willing to put in that machine.
I think that is the shady part. But
it's not their choice.
It isn't their choice per se.
Here.
This has become a debate. It's not their choice per se, but they realize that they're dealing with the magical beings that people are all after.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's very... it shouldn't be in the position where the staff sets it, but within the machine, like, for example, pachinko.
Yep.
They have, like, the success rates on each machine of how many times the machine has paid out within the day or the week or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's not based on the placement of the product or how you put your coin in the machine, pachinko. It's based on whatever algorithm the machine is set to pay out at a certain rate, so people can calculate their ability to win or not. So make it like standard so that everyone has a fair chance, at least. Or just don't.
Yeah. Or just don't play these games.
Yes.
Don't walk in. Because we all know that the prizes in there are so cheap. But it seems like it's still, it doesn't seem like it is a big cultural thing in Japan at these game stations, at these arcades, as we call them in America and Canada, arcades, that they have these games where everyone can go and you could look at something, you can find something that you want, and hey, it's like you feel like I have a better chance of getting it.
Right.
Maybe at a lower price.
Right.
By playing this game, and I could get it, especially the ones that you see, it's like, hey, it's a Nintendo
it's
Switch,
like a little Switch.
PlayStation 5 is in there. It's like, wow, maybe I can have a chance of getting that
for
thing.
like $1.
So then I could see people putting in a lot of money and gambling a lot away. But if it's for like a little plushie of a chocobo or something,
or like a little plastic like Anpanman figurine or something, keychain or something like that,
it's like you could probably just
go to the Yaki,
and maybe find something similar. Go on Mercari.
Alibaba. Someone's already won it. Just go to Hard Off or something. It's there.
You might find it there. I mean, another question is like, these two police officers stayed watching this staff play it for 300 times.
And their verdict was they're not going to do anything. That's another episode in itself.
I'm going to go home. What do you guys all think about this subject of playing crane games, these UFO catchers? Do you play them regularly? How much money have you spent by trying to get a prize from these games? Do you think it's the customer's fault to lose this much money, or do you think it's the company's fault for putting these machines in there that makes it difficult for them to actually get this payout, the prize? Who knows? Let us know in the comments, but that's all the time we have for this episode. Man, woo!
And also check us out on SNS. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have Twitter, we have a Facebook page as well. We also post on YouTube, which you're watching us on right now.
Yes, that's where we're probably the most active, so you can contact us there. But definitely follow us on those other platforms. But that's it for this episode. Hopefully you had a good time. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you
on the next step.